Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily cup of genre here on the Genreverse YouTube channel. I honestly don't know if I'm going to put this up on the podcast app, but the Daily Cog does usually go on the on all of your favorite podcast apps like Google, Spotify, Apple, and whatnot. So follow us on there if you ever do like to listen to podcasts. All of our other podcasts go up as well on the YouTube channel. You get anime reactions, trailer reactions. I've been doing live stream gaming for a bit, the occasional live daily cog. So a lot of really good reasons to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. So go ahead and do that. We do have merch. There's a link in the description box below for that. And of course, LRMonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, opinions, including stuff on the 2024 Crunchyroll Anime Awards, which I, Kyle Malone, will be voting on today. Whew, excuse me, sorry. I'm getting over a cold. Daily Cog's been gone for a while. We've had a really rough end of last year, beginning of this year, including getting sick twice, once with a stomach bug and now a upper respiratory cold type deal. 2024 Anime Awards. Last year, we were lucky enough to do a live stream. Crunchyroll asked us to and provided snacks from, was it Sakura Co. or Boxu? One of those. I think it was Boxu. Anyways, and this year I get to cover them a little bit before the ceremony and after the ceremony, during the ceremony as well, we hope. A couple things about the Anime Awards. One, they're going to be on March 2nd, Saturday, March 2nd. And two, you can vote every day, essentially, starting yesterday through January 27th, midnight Pacific time. And that's 3 a.m. Eastern time where I live. Let us know what you voted for. In some of the big categories, you don't have to give all of them. There's quite a few categories, but yeah, I'm super excited. It was a lot of fun to be a part of this last year, and happy to do more. So yeah, you've got 9 days left. You can vote once a day. As far as voting, here's the funny thing about anime consumption for us this year versus years past. Years past, we watched way more than we did last year, and that's because of the fear of missing out on reaction things. This year, we're going back to watching more stuff off camera, but we're going to do more reviews for those that we watch off camera. So when it comes to all these categories, I'm going to do my best to say, hey, what I think actually deserves the win. And sometimes it'll be what I'm voting for, and other times it won't. And if I haven't seen enough or seen any in that category, then I'll have to skip it. I wrote the article on LRM Online for all of this, so please do check that out. Hopefully I'll link it in the description box. And so I know some of these nominations already, but I honestly don't remember them all. So, and let's get into this. This is a category, the best voice artist performance in English. There is only one that I've actually heard. I have not watched any of these other shows, and I've watched 3 of these in Japanese. I've not watched any of them. I've seen parts of Demon Slayer, so I'll say 4. But I didn't watch any of these in English this year. Ryan Colt Levy as Denji is the only English voice actor I heard. So I can't honestly say whether or not he's the best, but since I actually watched it, I'm voting for it. That's what I gotta do, because that's the only one I saw. Or heard, I should say. Next category. No, we're not going Anime of the Year. We're going to work backwards, right? Now, I did watch a lot of anime. I did watch a lot in Japanese, most of it. However, I did not watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I have not seen Attack on Titan in years, and Bocchi the Rock is one that we definitely want to react to, so we have not watched it yet. Big music fan. I've got a FLCL tattoo, freaking like half sleeve right here, and that's one of my biggest things is why that's one of my favorite anime is because of the music and the pillows doing the soundtrack, and the pillows helped lead me into my discovery of much of my music collection these days. As far as voice actors, Luffy, great, fine, it fits. I think One Piece works best as a manga. Anya's great, and I'm a little bit biased for the voice actress because they also do the voice for Frieren, which is a great series. We're reacting to that, and she's awesome as Anya. She's awesome as Frieren. The voice actor that played Denji has a very unique attitude and outlook on life. There's a simplicity there, but there's also a depth to his emotion and some of the things that he gets to feel throughout the series. So I think both of them did really good. This is one where I doubt my pick is actually the best voice artist performance, but it's the one that I enjoyed the most, and that's going to be Anya. So we're going to go with that. Ending sequence. Okay, there's been a lot of really good endings recently. I'm not going to be able to play the audio, of course. So let's look this and see what we see what I think. Okay, so yeah. Let's look at this official one from Toho Animation. I like the art style there, and I know I'm not going to be able to give a fair assessment, but I also don't want to get any copyright claim stuff. I mean, this is fine. I'm sure there's probably a lot more to this if you are a fan of the series, and this is one that I might be reacting to. I might be doing JJK on my own. Spy Family's second ending with Yama was phenomenal. This was a really good one. I love the art style in it. Sure, the characters and all that's mostly the same, but I mean more like the cinematography in it, like the shots, the design of the shots and whatnot. Zom 100, we were doing reactions to them, and unfortunately, the production thing got in the way. We still owe 2 more reactions to that. And, the ending was all right. I remember it well enough. Let's see. Yes. Now, Chainsaw Man had several, it had different endings for all the episodes. My favorite song out of all of them is Vondi's Chainsaw Blood, but this was a great ending as far as the art, the video side of things. Not a bad song, just not my favorite. Ooh, this might be my pick, guys. This might be my pick now that I've been reminded which one it is. This might be my pick. Okay, this is a nominee. I mean, the song, but we're supposed to be looking at it as a sequence, right? So it's like a combination of things, not just the song, and it's just a bunch of still frames from the show. I'm not sure I feel that one. We all know that Oshinoko's gonna get Anime Song of the Year, and it's gonna get, what's the other one? The opening. It's gonna get the opening sequence award. Let's see what I remember about this. Yeah, no, we're voting. We're doing Chainsaw Blood here. Let me bring my voting tab back over. We're doing Chainsaw Man. Told you, I really like that song. I'm definitely voting for Chainsaw Man, best ending sequence. By far my favorite, and as far as I could tell, just looking at those, there might be something more in meaning with the JJK sequence, but Chainsaw Man, hands down. No questions asked. All right, best opening sequence. So here's the deal. I don't even have to look through all of these because these 4 I 100% remember, and I can talk and think and mention them. Idol's gonna win this, whether it deserves to or not. It was wildly popular in and out of Japan, and I know it was heavily popular in Japan from what we saw on the internet and we're told. So it's going to win it, but does it deserve it? Here's my rebuttals to why it might not. Kickback is an amazing opening. Why is it an amazing opening? I love the references. I love the design of it, and sure, you could be like, well, they're not creative with their shots or anything because they're taking this inspiration from movies, but not all of it is movie references. I love this sequence. It's a great song as well. It's got a good funky riff to it, and I know we're talking about sequences again, not just songs, but as a total package, in my opinion, this works better than Idol does. And that's not saying Idol isn't good. The Zom 100 OP is great. It's hilarious. Once it was finally finished and the full thing was up and running for us, I love this. Even my son watched this, thought it was hilarious. Just like the series, it's bright, it's colorful, it's full of movement and comedy. The dancing number is great. It really captures the essence of what Zom 100 is, except when it's a like advertisement for traveling Japan. I don't think it captures that. There's the RV, so maybe it does. This to me, like Idol has what it is. It works because of what Oshinoko is and the whole Idol industry. And let's face it, Yoasobi is an amazing musical act. They're on my playlist. But I still enjoyed this one more, even though Oshinoko, much better show overall. Kinjo, man. Much better show overall, in my opinion. I would really be stuck between Kickback and Song of the Dead. While I love to laugh, I love to laugh with a bit of gore as well, and I'm a huge movie buff. That's why I got my start at LRM online, being a writer before I helped create this mighty genre verse, is because of my love of movies. So best opening sequence for me, completely biased here, Chainsaw Man, but we all know Idol is gonna win. This is one that I saw yesterday while I was writing up the article. And then you have Suzume, a movie with music done by Radwimps, which is a band that I absolutely love. They've worked with Shinkai on that was their third movie. They did Weathering and Your Name as well. I like Chainsaw Man and I like Oshinoko. And Suzume, while I had some issues with it, it was more of it suffered from what came before it. Not that it was bad in any way, but man, am I not partial to Radwimps. I really don't know what will win this one. I know people have feelings for Attack on Titan. I know Bochi the Rock is got a dedicated fan base that talks about it. Oshinoko's gonna get people that are super excited for like the bumper music and the opening song, but Suzume actually might honestly deserve it, but I don't know if it's fair to put it up there, a movie with these other series. But hey, I'm gonna give it my vote. I really do enjoy the music from that movie, and I highly suggest you guys watch it. Best anime song, we all know what's gonna win. Idol's gonna win. I mean, is anyone doubt that? Anyone at all? And I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying, hey, we know it's gonna win. Suzume is a great song by Radwimps. I like Kickback. It's actually on my playlist. Idol isn't. We're gonna go with the gore stuff. I'm gonna go with the Chainsaw Man. So there's that. But Idol's likely to win that one. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I should have had the big screen up, guys. I apologize for that. You don't need to see my big ugly face when you need to see these images and whatnot. I was writing the article and I saw that, Anya on there, she won last year. Pochita was weird. It's like, if you've seen Chainsaw Man, does this, and I have not read manga, but anime only, does this category fit Pochita? But when I saw Miri, that was it. Miri, hands down, must protect at all costs. Sacrifice them all. It does not matter. And why? Buddy Daddies was so underrated. It died in the shadow of Spy Family and Anya. But Miri is so much more realistic. We did reactions, my wife and I, and we're parents. We did reactions to Buddy Daddies. I did the first couple by myself, I think, because it was Buddy Daddies, not Buddy Mommy. And no, I'm joking, but it's great. I love it. Miri is, while still exaggerated for entertainment, Miri was a very realistic child, and it was hilarious and frightening and so much fun. So Miri 100% must protect at all costs. She better freaking win. I cannot speak on most of these. I mentioned I have not seen Jujutsu Kaisen. Attack on Titan I haven't seen in years. I got tired of waiting back after season 1. I know, stupid me, but now that it's done, I hope to get back to it. But my answer is going to be Kana. If you watched Oshi no Ko, you should have found Kana to be one of the most engaging characters, someone that has this unique insider view of the industry, someone that has survived within it for a very long period of time, but she's not completely detached from a personal side. She's both vicious and caring. She's both naive and cunning. She is a very well done character. Power's just fun. But I honestly, I mean, I think a lot of Oshi no Ko hinged on moments with Kana. So I'm going to go with Kana on this. And this is one of those where I have not seen enough to say that who I would pick is deserving of it, because, well, out of all of these so far, Eren, Denji, and Luffy, but I haven't watched Eren in years. Luffy, I mean, I know he changes, but does he ever really change? And Denji is definitely not best main character whatsoever. I mean, out of these, I know Vinland Saga is incredibly well loved. That's one Christine and I want to do reactions to, so look forward to that in the future. I cannot in good conscience pick a best main character. I can't. I'm sorry. It's not going to be Luffy. It's not going to be Denji. It's not going to be Eren. From what I've seen, I know one of those others deserve it. What do you guys think? Best slice of life. I asked Christine to watch Insomniacs after school with me, and we never got around to it. We actually didn't watch any. I mean, yeah, we didn't really watch any slice of life this year, so I kind of have to skip this one as well. But I do think that something like Bocchi the Rock might win this. What do you guys think on that? Best drama is one that we can definitely talk about. I have thoughts on My Happy Marriage. I wasn't that happy with it. I liked the premise when it was when Christine and I first started watching it. I felt the sci-fi twist took away from it, or fantasy twist, whatever you want to say. I felt that took away from it. If they had really focused on the marriage aspect and the idea of them bringing out the better in each other, him helping her recover from the trauma, her helping him find a softer and better way, I think that would have been a much more engaging story for me. I started losing interest. Christine seemed to like it a lot more than I did. Oshi no Ko had a lot of really amazing drama in it. Some serious topics are covered in there, ranging from depression, anxiety, to suicide. And by all means, if anyone out there is feeling tough, there are resources. Please look them up, find them, and utilize them. It covered a lot of serious issues, and it did it well. I think I'm going to go with Oshi no Ko simply because that's what I liked best. But I think Vinland Saga has a pretty happy crowd, and people really enjoyed season 2 and keep telling me, hey, watch Vinland Saga. I loved season 2. It's so good. So it's on the list, on the radar. Best fantasy. Mushoku Tensei is going to get my vote. I'm just going to say that because I freaking loved it, guys. That season, the first part of season 2, I mean, it's Rudy gets his groove back, right? And I know a lot of people have issues with Rudy, and they might not have seen the whole arc, and I'm not defending his actions whatsoever. I'm defending story, like just story being told, not actual actions or anything like that. This season was just phenomenal, from the stuff that went down with Sarah there in the beginning, to when he finds that chick that he knew from before with the mask, to the end results. Man, Mushoku Tensei was on point, and I'm voting for it. I freaking loved it. Best action, again, I've seen clips from this, from the actual specials and finals. I've seen recent One Piece. I have not seen JJK. Be on the lookout. I will hopefully be starting that in the near future. I didn't like Bleach back when it was like on Toonami and stuff like that. Chainsaw Man, however, I can talk about it. And again, I am not necessarily saying this is the absolute best. This is one of those where I'm purely voting on my own biasness. I love blood and gore. I love the movies. I love everything they did in Chainsaw Man. I even when there's CGI, it was noticeable still. I mean, there's no denying that, because they use it a lot in movement, but it seemed a little bit more judicious, if that makes sense. So while it's still, yes, it's CGI, you're like, I get it, and it's well done. The roughest one was the in the puke episode. That had some of the roughest CGI, and it was because of the movement. And I know they were trying to do that like POV type shot, but that's not really an action shot, is it? All the blood, guts, the fights were freaking phenomenal. The fight on the freaking rooftop, man. And you know the one I'm talking about, after the really, really bad thing happened. Rest in peace. I'm trying to make sure I don't spoil things, but Chainsaw Man has some great action in there, guys. And I'm not saying that JJK doesn't, and I know Demon Slayer is known for its action. I legitimately think that Chainsaw Man has great action, but it is a bias for it that is causing me to vote for this. I don't necessarily know if it is indeed the best. So, but it's getting my vote today. Best comedy. So we've got a few here that we can definitely talk about. All three of these I've 100% enjoyed. Again, wanting to react to this. It's done by Cloverworks, which is great. Let's talk about these three. Buddy Daddies is funny in the context of being a parent. It makes it even funnier, I'm sure, than some people when they were watching it. I think the dynamic is great. I love what they do in showing, much like Spy Family does, the adoptive family dynamic, and how your family is more than just DNA. Zom 100 has an amazing comedy sense. I don't know what it's like in an actual apocalypse, but I do know. And this will sound kind of weird. I do know the sense of joy in the simplicity of tomorrow might not come, or that, the only thing I really need to be concerned about is just staying alive. I don't need to worry about bills. I don't have to worry about making it to or from work. How do you know what that feels like, Kyle? Are you talking about childhood? No, I'm actually talking about deployment to a combat zone. So story time. We'll take a quick break from the voting so I can give you guys a little context here. When you're in the military and you especially have a good support system back home, whether that's a spouse or trustworthy parents or whatnot, you don't have much to worry about downrange other than doing your job for the day, and being and staying alive, right? Your bills are, you know, automatically paid, or someone back home is taking care of it. You're not worried about rent. You're not having to worry about feeding the dog. You don't even have to worry about your laundry, because you're going to take it to a contractor and drop it off every 3 or 4 days, and they're going to wash it and dry it and give it back to you in a bag. You literally just need to be where you're supposed to be, do what you're supposed to do, and stay alive. Zom 100 actually kind of grabs that type of freedom, but applies it to where you're not necessarily, you know, wearing 80 pounds of gear and uniform, more like 50 pounds, 60 pounds of gear and uniform, out in the middle of the desert and getting blown up. It's a bit different, but I understand that type of simplicity, man. There were times when I would come back and home would feel more stressful because all of the other responsibilities that are there, it's like, yeah, sure, staying alive and staying hydrated can be tough work, but boy, all the little stuff sucks, and Zom 100 really captures that. I'm actually having a hard time picking between the three. Spy Family Season 1 Core 2, it wasn't necessarily the strongest. I enjoyed it. I really did. But Zom 100 and Buddy Daddies both are great comedies. Man, now that I kind of thought about Zom 100 in that sense, but Buddy Daddies, man, I am a parent through and through. That is my favorite job I have ever had in my entire life. And the Army used to occasionally let me blow stuff up, and yet I would still choose being a dad. You can vote more than once. Today, I'm voting Buddy Daddies. Best romance isn't even on here. Did they not watch Rent a Girlfriend? I'm joking. Christine and I haven't even finished season 3. We enjoyed season 1. Season 2 had its moments, and then season 3 we're kind of like, yeah, we can catch it later. The original Horimiya, absolutely loved. Started trying to watch part 2, or the missing pieces, not part 2. Kind of got thrown off by the animation for a bit. Need to get back and try to watch it. I'm not calling it bad, but it was rougher than we had remembered. It lacked texture. It felt... Christine kind of compared it to Devil as a part-timer core season 1, core 1 to core 2, where just all of a sudden it felt very... I don't want to call it matte, but I don't know what other phrase to use other than it was lacking texture, and missing pieces kind of felt like that. Basically, what I'm going to say is that Tomo-chan and My Happy Marriage and Horimiya are the only ones that I can really comment on, and I don't think any of those at all deserve best romance. Tomo-chan was fun. Horimiya, the original, was great. It's got 2 of the hottest moments ever in anime. When the girl in the English dub, she talks in first person. I don't remember if she does that in Japanese sub, because I've only seen a little bit in sub. But when she's like, hey, I'll go after Morimiya myself, and she's like, the hell you won't, I want him now. That's hot. When she's chewing on the clay flavored candy that what's his name brought over, and Morimiya takes it from her in a kiss, like that is totally like the hottest kiss ever in anime, right? Like hot. Love it. My wife and I love Horimiya, but didn't see enough of Missing Pieces to judge on it. If it was the original, would probably get that. And I've already explained my issues with My Happy Marriage. Best art direction. Man, we've got a lot of really good choices here, because even though these are the 4 that I have seen well more than enough or completed to speak on them, I've seen enough clips, images, trailers, and stuff to know that these are all pretty pretty good contenders. And this is one of those where my appreciation of blood, guts, and gore doesn't necessarily win out for something like Chainsaw Man, because I absolutely love Zom 100's method, man. I dig it. I love the tone when you've got the more serious and Tendo in distress. I love the texture, the film feel that has versus the bright, colorful world of the undead that he inhabits elsewhere. The use of colors for the blood and guts, I think, is a wonderful choice. I freaking love it. Hell's Paradise had a lot of really good work, imagery as well. Chainsaw Man, I've discussed quite a bit. You guys know how I feel about it. It's got that texture, it's got that feel. It's not perfect, but God, is it not close? Oshinoko, man, it's got a great approach to the way it visually tells its story as well. You've got a lot of really great things going on visually through all of these. But I think what I like to look at most, and what I think really, really works well, is Zom 100. I do. I really enjoy it. I think I've convinced myself. I'm going to give it to Zom 100, and that's not saying that any of these aren't deserving, but I'm going to go with that. Best cinematography is a bit different than what we are just seeing on the screen. It's how we're seeing it on the screen. How is it presented? How is it filmed? I mean, God dang it, Kyle, just freaking vote for Chainsaw Man and move on. Look, Chainsaw Man is a cinematic series, and I don't mean that it is, oh my God, this is peak cinema. No, it's inspired by and seems to it aspires to be cinematic, movie-like. I have seen lots of fights. I won't say lots. I've seen fights from Demon Slayer that do look phenomenal. Attack on Titan as well. Seeing even clips, some of the final clips and some of the big fights. I get it. Vinland Saga, from what I have seen from that, just screams this could have been a freaking high budget live action series easily. But there's the but. I'm giving it to Chainsaw Man. I gave everyone their due, I think, and I mean those words legitimately. But I do. I think Chainsaw Man, like I said, it was cinematic. It had really well done sequences, shots, everything. Yeah. I'm doing it. Chainsaw Man. Best director. Oh, look at this. You can actually click on some things here. Let me actually read that, because like I understand directing, of course, in theater, television, movies, and I understand a bit of animation direction in things like Western animation, Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks animated. Central importance directors work. Okay, it sounds similar. Here's the thing. I don't know what any of these, I don't know what their original intent was. You know what I'm saying? I've never watched interviews with the directors of this. So that's one of those things where, you know, like say a James Gunn. I have enough things that I've seen James Gunn do, dating back to like his days with Trauma, to his stuff in the comic book field, to be like, you know what? I don't feel there was enough gunness in there. That feels like the studio got in there. So I can definitely talk on how well these series showed up and how well they played out, but I don't know if that matched the intent. Does that make sense? I don't know how well I can honestly speak on this, because it feels weird. Because whenever you know, you get your Oscars or Golden Globes or any movie or television Emmys where you're talking best director, I have context. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to cop out I'm going to cop out. I'm just going to give it to Chainsaw Man. No, I'm not going to just give it to Chainsaw Man. These are the two that I would be able to say, you know, I like the way they churned out, but I don't have that context. So my cop out is I'm going to skip it. Now, here is one that we can talk about for ages. Let me start off with a couple things. I can't talk about JJK. I've seen the characters. From what I see, they're fine. Like, character designs are cool. I know they got some weird supernatural looking things in there. Looks good. I can't say it looks bad. I can't say it looks phenomenal. It looks fine. Demon Slayer, I've seen several of the characters. They're not bad design, they're not bad drawn, they're just not that appealing to me, but I don't have much context outside of clips of stuff online. Trigun is something that I really liked the original. I do not dislike CGI. I think CGI can be used very well. I do get upset when it looks so... It's in the movement. There's a lot of movement in Trigun Stampede, but I have heard that it is definitely worth a watch. Even if it turns out to be good, it still is not visually appealing to me. Chainsaw Man, Mini Bubblegum says that they love Chainsaw Man's character design. I do as well, from Power and Denji's Chainsaw Man form. Aki, the all of the little demons, like everything about Chainsaw Man is great. The attention to Makima and the eyes and everything that you need for that character to come alive with so little emotion in the face ever really shown. Oshinoko as well. But it's not like Oshinoko is amazing. It's good, but is it anything like, does it stand out? When I look at all of these, legitimately, they might all have good character design and none of them might be bad. But what is best, what is most unique, what really stands out and executes the intent well? I mean, I gotta give it to Chainsaw Man. Best animation. I mean, everything that I've said before brought up to here, right? When we talk about all of it that comes together, from the art direction and cinematography, we start talking about the character design and everything coming together into how it starts moving, right? Is that what they're talking about? Stunning ways bring their stories to life. So yeah, like I said, we're bringing it all together and seeing it move together. Well, considering how much I have already said about Chainsaw Man, I would have to pretty much give it to Chainsaw Man. So I will. So I mentioned this earlier as far as best original anime. I've already got my pick. You guys should know it. How do you guys feel about Mobile Suit Witch from Gundam, the Witch from Mercury Gundam? I know it's technically original, but I mean, is something original? If you do a Star Wars story that doesn't mention Palpatines or Skywalkers or Solos, could you consider that an original thing? I don't know. Anyways, that's one of those interesting ones. Buddy Daddies. Look, last year, Licorice Recoil won, and I thought that was great. I loved Licorice Recoil, but Buddy Daddies this year, this was such a freaking sleeper. And it sucks that it got under the shadow of Spy Family, because this is an amazing single dose treat. Like, you watch this one season and that's the story. I freaking love it. I'm gonna go with Buddy Daddies. I absolutely love it as a parent, as a dad, which again, favorite job in the whole wide world. Talking to you guys is fun. Doing army stuff is fun. Being a dad to my son is my pride and freaking joy. Best film. I've only seen 2 of these films. I've seen the Kaguya-sama and I've seen Suzume. I think it's ridiculous to even consider Shinkai film not being best film. That being said, if you guys go back and see our Suzume review, Suzume 9 months ago, I had a few issues with it, but it wasn't that it was bad in any means whatsoever. It's just that Your Name and Weathering with You were so much, oh my dear God. And I just rewatched Weathering with You, and I love how the kids sit there and say, you know what? I'm not going to pay for all the bullshit that you guys did, caused, and are asking me to pay for. Screw the world. Let's go get the girl. I love that. I absolutely love that. Suzume is great. It is an amazingly beautiful looking film. The car ride. Oh, there's this car ride with old Japanese pop music playing, and it is just such an amazing scene. The Kaguya-sama movie was fun. It's definitely not going to necessarily be best by any means whatsoever. I have not seen the others, so I cannot comment on them, but I'm definitely going to vote for Suzume because it's a Shinkai film. It's got Radwimps involved with it. I mean, come on now, you know? Alrighty. Best new series. Ooh, we got some competition here. Zom 100, I really enjoy it. It sucks so bad the production issues hurt that show. Oshi no Ko, I mean, it was world changing, not for me or anything like that, but it literally changed the world. No, I'm joking. It had a big impact in pop culture though when you look at the opening song and some of the stuff that it tackled. There's a lot of weight there. Hell's Paradise, enjoyable, definitely in my opinion nowhere near a best new series, even when I haven't seen Bocchi the Rock. The buzz about the two and the way people talk about them, absolutely Hell's Paradise not in there. Chainsaw Man, I know a lot of people come at it from the idea of an adaptation. I don't have that handicap. I get to look at it from anime only. Which one do I think is technically the best? Best written, best directed, best acted, most enjoyable? Like, that's what this is trying to encompass, right? Which to me would mean my biggest competition would make it between Chainsaw Man and Zom 100. If I look at it simply from what I've been voting best on others and let it build up that way, I would kind of have to go with Chainsaw Man, and I'm going to go ahead and go with Chainsaw Man. Best continuing series. Again, this is one of those that I cannot honestly speak on. I will say that when Spy Family broke down and became more of those little segments, it was still fun, but it wasn't quite what I had been hoping for or looking for. I don't hate One Piece. I really, nothing. It's not for me as an anime. It's okay. But I have not seen enough, and it's definitely not Spy Family Season 1 Core 2. I can honestly, Vinland Saga, that's what I'm hoping wins this. Like, this is one of those ones where I'm like, I don't know if Vinland Saga's got enough fandom to get something big like Anime of the Year. Maybe it does, but I know a lot of people really love it, and seeing it get something like Best Continuing is what I hope for fans of it. Anime of the Year. We've talked for the last hour and 20 minutes. You guys have heard me try to rationalize everything as best I can, admitting my biases or biasness or whatever word I should use there. Do I really think Chainsaw Man is Anime of the Year? Probably not. I don't think it'll win, of course. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 had a lot of hype. I mean, look, I don't necessarily think it deserves it, but I can vote for it because I really did enjoy it, and I think it has a lot of the elements that make a good anime. It really does. It might not deserve it in context for everyone, but I'm going to give it to it Chainsaw Man for me. But I really hope, really hope that something other than Demon Slayer wins it. And I don't hate Demon Slayer. I don't hate Demon Slayer at all. So yeah, I think we did pretty well, guys. I'm mostly happy with my picks. Let me know what you guys thought of my picks in the comments below. Chainsaw Man, I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah. You guys, again, the Crunchyroll Awards, they're going to be March 2nd. There's no time yet, so stay tuned to both LRM Online and the Genreverse, as well as Crunchyroll. LRM Online is a great spot for all your entertainment news, needs, opinions, so check out the website. We've been around for like 20 plus years. If you've ever wanted to write, I'm going to throw that out there. We are looking for writers. You can actually see the article here. You can write Michael, Michael, at lrmonline.com. Anything, anime, manga, comics, board game. If you're into wrestling, if it's an entertaining thing and you've got a passion for it and you're interested in writing, drop Mike a line, say LRM contributor, and start chit-chatting, see what you guys can come up with. And of course, subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much one more time. I will see you guys on the next whatever video, podcast. Well, you'll hear me on that. I'm done. Bye.